How you
want to
feeling?
go real old school with the pledge?
All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone out there already jumping in the side chat. Daniel, get us started off right, brother.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, thank you, sir. Alan, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, it's been 1 week. It's been 1 week. That's pretty much what I could say about that. It's been rough. Nevertheless, the current participants list is showing Edward Petty out there, Garage Guy 879, good old Lakeview Outdoors, Ozzy Osbourne, Reloading from the Hot Pot, Tactical Fud, man, people jumping in. Good to see everybody this week. Hopefully we have a really good show. Really good show. Info Brothers, good to see you.
We got Craig out there too. Craig, I haven't seen a response from you, man. Are you up for the challenge? I issued him a challenge, folks. We'll see if he's up for it. Daniel, what you got going on, man?
And I just spending some time in the woods. Yesterday I had a bald eagle with me all day. Landed in the tree beside me, or it was soaring above my head, and I had to check and look twice to make sure it wasn't a buzzard, but nope, it had the white head. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Awesome, man. Very cool. I've only seen a couple in my lifetime. Pretty cool to see, though. Jamie, what's going on, man?
I'm just finishing up supper over here. We've got smoked pork, steamed broccoli, and fried okra. Yeah.
No cornbread?
No cornbread. Biscuits. Biscuits tonight. And then, of course, I'm trying to watch my girlish figure, and I about got it out there where I can watch it. So biscuits are kind of off limits. But yeah, thanks for having me, man. I went down yesterday. Of course, I worked all week and went down to Alabama yesterday and met up with Bama Dad, and he found a really good deal on a Marlin lever action 30-30. Imagine that. So we scarfed that up, and that's one of those things you can never have too many of. Worst case scenario, you can barter them off, So that's what I've been up.
Know what you paid for that? Yeah, you can never pass that up.
Yeah, well, we're not allowed to talk about that on the YouTube. There's certain words you can't say.
Up. No, everybody hold up the show. Wait. SD Mountain Man, he's here, but I don't know what we're supposed to hold on to.
Is that a snapping turtle in his picture? It looked like a snapping turtle.
Oh, that's it. Just gotta ask. Just gotta ask. Bottle's still full. Oh.
I don't have that much this week, man. So you had a heck of a week, Kyle.
Oh yeah. Just working. I did go and see one of our vendors this week, and on the way home, I got to see a bald eagle too. It was flying along the side of the highway, just probably 100 yards off the side of the highway, same direction we were going. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
All right, looks like Craig is up for the challenge. So we have something pretty cool coming up your way soon, guys. I'll let you know what that is as soon as we get the date scheduled. But I also have a challenge coin being made for the winner. It's about time we start handing out some prizes for that. So.
Yeah, speaking of winners, 1 week, Bald and Curious is going to be giving away that Kimber 10 millimeter. He's still looking for people to jump in on that, and even if you're in, the more you put it, the higher the chances you're going to be able to pick up a fine 10 millimeter, one fine 10 millimeter. So yeah, all that information, I believe, is over on his site, and I don't know if we've got that link down below. Did you throw that one in there, Scotsman? In the description for
Yep.
for Bald and Curious and the Kimber 10 millimeter.
What's going on, Phil? We haven't seen you in a hot minute, man.
Man, it is good to see Phil M. Rivers out there. That's been a hot minute.
Yeah, since he retired from the NFL, he never comes by and visits us anymore.
All right, Daniel, you had some stuff go on this past week too, man. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Talk about what?
You know what?
What about breaking a pair of safety glasses and
The mark in your forehead?
getting a nice little mark on my forehead? Well, this is what I don't know if you can even see what's left of it. It's not very bad.
Boy, that's a whole lot of ugly right there.
Oh yeah. And the worst part it's not on video. I didn't bring my phone out with me because I usually video all my shooting. I found an optic for my gun. Found a plate mount for the optic that fit to the Shadow 2. And when I bought the optic, the dealer put it in, but he used screws that only caught 2 threads from the optic to the mounting plate. So you could probably guess what happened. It was about the 17th shot. That thing come back, and it was just came back at me so fast. All I seen was this black square, blurrish kind of thing coming right back, got me right between the eyes, busted my safety glasses, and it's a good thing I had them on because, I mean, it was right in the middle, just busted them right in two. I don't know, Scotsman, you got a picture of that. Do you know how to share that on the screen?
I can try and send them an email and share it. New York Outcast, no sir. If that was the case, he'd be buried in the woods.
Yeah, the wife and I, we did a couple days of hunting. She said she's seen a nice wide one, but it was just too far out of her reach with the crossbow. So I'm kind of proud of her. She didn't go ahead and try to push it.
Well, with your story there, that just goes to show that you should always do your own gunsmithing, especially if you have no idea what the hell you're doing.
Well, I know to have more than just 2 threads holding something on. So they went ahead, they ordered me a new mount. And if there's ever any problem with the optic, you're just going to swap it right on over. But Scott's been,
So it was the screws going from the optic to the mount.
yes. What did he do? Go to the bathroom or something? But it busted my safety glasses
No,
right in three parts.
I'm sending it over to my email so I can bring it up so people see it.
Yeah. But you can see it just hit dead center. It took the right eye more than the left eye out.
Well, yeah, but if you weren't wearing the glasses, what do you think the how much badder of an income or outcome would that have been?
I would have lost my eye because I mean it when it came in, it was coming in right here and it just deflected up some. It hit me square, like right there. It would have put my eye out. I just stood there and I looked at the gun real stupid, and I didn't even realize my safety glasses were broken until I looked down. And there's
yeah, it probably took a few seconds to realize what the hell even happened.
Oh, I knew I got hit, but it's like, okay, nothing hurts. What the hell? I look down there, there's the optic, and there's a half of my glasses and the lens laying out to the side. And the lens was broken too. So yeah, it knocked the hunk of the lens out, broke the lens completely out, and yeah, good times. So I'm just waiting for a new mounting plate to come in because I've only got about 100 more bullets to put through that gun before I have 1,000 rounds through it. And I tried it out at night with my light. Oh, it is so much different. If you've ever tried to go out there, if you're shooting iron sights and you got a gun light, forget about it. You can't see that front sight worth a crap. But you put a dot on there, it is right there.
Yeah, that came back with quite a bit of velocity in order to shear those glasses like that.
Yeah. Well, it came back fast. And that was just the optic that came back.
And that's a hollow sun.
Yes, you can see I went and bought a hollow sun. Yeah, there, right there, you can see the holes. They just barely had the screws in there. They were so glad that I wasn't busting their counters when I came in. I was pretty mellow about it.
So I've been working on this Savage 308 for this buddy of mine. I'm working up hand loads and all that kind of stuff. Talked him into buying an Arkin EPL-4, and he did. So I'm taking the stuff that's on the gun off to put a new rail instead of the two-piece bases. I get the scope off the gun, and two of the screws that are holding the bases on are cross-threaded. And as I'm trying to take them out, of course, they snap right off. So we've got two holes plugged up with broken screws that I'm trying to get out. The moral of the story, with that story and along with Daniel's, is don't trust nobody else to do what you can do for yourselves. It's, you can't trust people anymore. And I asked him who mounted that scope. He said, the people I bought the scope from at the gun shop, they put it on. And I'm like, unbelievable.
Well, they're so happy. I don't know if you ever seen these, and if you have, you haven't seen them for a long time. These are Russian primers. But they were selling them. They sold them to me for like $50 a brick.
Wow.
If you put those in your gun safe, do they take control of the rest of your primers or?
Well, I don't know because I keep them all I keep them all stored around here. But 5 cents a primer, you can't beat them. And these are actually small rifle Magnum. They'll work. They'll add a few feet per second, but not that much. Yeah, they don't believe on having primers in the shop over a year. So guess who they're going to call on that?
Well, especially now after they messed up a big time.
Yeah. I told him, I said, if that was my wife and she was shooting that came back in there, they wouldn't have a glass counter left. I would have been a little irate. Then he says, hey, come on back here. No, those are non-corrosive primers. Non-corrosive.
Or at least it says so on the box.
Hey, Scotsman, why don't you loan me a gun for a little bit? Yeah, you can usually tell if they're corrosive or not.
Just don't put an optic on it.
Huh?
Oof.
Ha. But yeah, I had a score there. But they also had some of those Argentina green and yellow primers. I told them to throw them things right in the garbage can.
You don't like those, do you?
No. Misfires, I mean, light strikes, they're corrosive. And they had a whole shipment come up here to the U.S. They got sprayed with salt water. And they turned around and sold them anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably one of the hardest primers I've come across. Even hammer fire guns were having issues with them here and there.
Yeah. But I'm also picking up CCI primers here, $63 a brick.
Well, if the hammer doesn't work, did you try a sickle?
Oof.
Uni?
Where's Bald when you need him? Hey, Chico.
Yeah, me and Daniel talked about there's no way they checked to see where those screws were coming through before they put that on.
I mean,
There's
it's
multiple
easy.
ways you can check that.
Well, the easiest way is just stick the screws through the sight. You know, stick the screws through the little screw hole. If I can get it out. Just stick them through the top, through the hole, and hold it like that and look through the bottom and count how many threads you got. Yeah, but there's the Hollow Sun. I didn't want to buy a Hollow Sun, but daggone it, this has everything that I wanted. It's a green dot. It's got 3 different settings. You can go with a dot and the circle, or just the dot. And it's shake awake. So it just woke up. And it's on there. And you got a dot right on you right now there, Heath.
Why would you not want to buy a Holosun? Because it's made in China?
Exactly. Yep.
Well, it's pretty dang difficult to find any kind of dots that are made anywhere else. Honestly.
So what you got? Aim Point and Trigicon made in the U.S. and the rest of it's either made in the Philippines or China. Is there anywhere else that you guys know of?
I mean, if you pay the money for it, you can get them from Germany. But you're paying some good money.
Paying some Deutschmarks.
Yeah, but those are nice, man. I mean, they're way out of JH 586 money. I'll tell you, they're way out of my price range.
No, the optic right now seems fine. I'll know once I mean it. I picked it up and it's still works. Shake awake. But if I get any issues of it, they said just bring it right on in.
Well, I don't know about the whole SIG line, but I believe the Romeo Zero, like the elite ones, are made in the U.S. Yeah, a whole bunch of the Trigicon line is made in the U.S. I didn't know that much about Aimpoint, though. I thought they were made in Sweden.
No, Aimpoint's a U.S. company. That's the ones that the military was running on all their stuff for a lot of years. I don't. Razor will know if they're still running it or not. We'll see if he puts a response up to that. I just know our one new game warden here. I had to put this deer down because it had a broken jaw and it was starving to death. I called them up. They said, go ahead and shoot it, and they'd show up. I had my 300 blackout leaning against the barn after I put it down. And he looked at that thing and started having PTSD and flashbacks from the military because it was set up just like his gun. He was drooling all over that thing.
Yeah, that thing runs pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and these guys.
A long time.
Just once?
No, I've shot it more than once, but I haven't shot in a long time.
Oh, okay. Now, but these guys here at this gun shop, I mean, two other guys, not the guy that put my dot on. They were out here before, and they were doing some accuracy testing, and they were shooting. The one guy had his gun. It was a 338 Lapua, shooting subsonic suppressed. And all you could hear was just the axe. I mean, it was that quiet.
That's sort of defeating the purpose of 338 Lapua, is it not?
That's what I told him, and it's kind of expensive to use that for a coyote gun.
Well, are you trying to hit a coyote at 3/4 mile?
There's a few places around here you could do that. That would be kind of fun.
That would be past fun.
But hey, it made a group. I made a 5-shot group at 100 yards, and it was one hole. I was so nervous that last bullet was going to go off.
So is that a belted Magnum cartridge?
No, it wasn't. I didn't see a belt on the brass, and he was definitely keeping an eye on that brass.
He paid $1.25 a piece for them, at least.
Okay, Razor. I run an aim point on an LMT. Are they still running the aim points in the military? Now he said
a couple comments out there. Viridian's hit and miss. I have one. I've had good luck with it so far. And then Kyle was talking about American company. Doesn't always mean American made. A lot of times they'll say assembled in America and
or designed in America.
Yeah. And the percentage of what has to actually be assembled here for it to be classed as made in America will probably shock you. It's not that much.
But I might have to invest in a magnifier for my aim point come spring. They were running magnifiers on their dots. And I was like, yeah, I can see the difference. So, I mean, what have you guys done this week besides like work and go on vacation?
Nothing but work, work, work for me. I'm helping the girlfriend look for another vehicle. And so what little free time I've had outside of that has honestly been uh, trolling car lots all over the place. Um, not a good time to be looking for a used car. Tell you that. The market is absolutely horrendous.
Aim points are made in Sweden, says Razor JB.
Yeah, I was thinking that some of those things needed to be made in Sweden, but and to actually be considered made in the USA, it has to contain no less than 50% of US made parts. As for just being what qualifies as being built in the US, I don't know if that's 3 or 20%.
There's Bearded CB. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, an '06 Pacifica you'd be willing to part. You mean part out? Like this thing's that good? It's basically just parts and pieces? Not interested. Thanks.
If we've learned one thing over the years, knowing Bearded CB82, and I'm talking about me and Alan, if we've learned one thing, don't take a whole lot of recommendations from CB unless it's tool related.
That sounds exhausting.
His
You know
food
how you
recommendations definitely suck.
do you know how you fix that problem? This mechanic down there where my wife works, black electrical tape. Just take it up there, on the other side of your steering wheel, and put it over where that little red light keeps flashing.
I knew a guy who owned a used car lot, and he had a BMW, and it was time for the service. Well, the service back then was, and this was like early 90s, was up in the thousands. I'm sure CB knows more about what the maintenance for a BMW is. So the light was on. He took the smallest drill he could find and drilled a hole and took a little pin and busted the light bulb out. Sold the thing for good money.
Gotta love them folks.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've ever taken a gauge cluster out to remove a bulb to get rid of an idiot light or something to sell it, I mean, put a plus sign in the side chat.
Ozzy, I've been looking at some of those LPVOs, and I think the Monstroms are pretty nice. My buddy Ricky Baird bought 3 of them this past week, I think, along with two more uppers from a company called Daytona Tactical, I think was the name of the outfit. There he is. What's up, Ball?
Uh, Chicken's ass when it's eating corn.
Been reading again, hadn't you?
No, he just
No.
likes watching.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. Better late than never, huh? What are we talking about?
Monstrum Tactical LPVOs.
Oh,
That's the one I'm looking at, CB. It's 1 through 6 first focal plane.
I have a coupon for the US Optics since last year. I haven't used it yet.
I wonder why.
Shit. Never had money. Always spend money on something else. And last year, the whole year 2023 is the worst year of my life. I cannot wait this year to be freaking over.
You ain't got long to wait.
Yeah, but doesn't really guarantee next year is going to be better.
Always such a positive outlook.
Yeah, actually, I'm. You know what? All things considered, the way my life is going, I'm very positive. I lost weight. My health is in a really good shape. I quit drinking. I haven't been drinking over 3 months. I got no problem going to bar, hanging with the friends, and drink water or soda or something. So all things considered, I'd say I'm very positive. Speaking of that, next Sunday we're gonna do a Lakeview Outdoor giveaway over here. I haven't decided how we're gonna do this. We're probably gonna play with the numbers, same way when we did Monica's 1911. I'm kind of ashamed that we didn't raise enough money, but it is what it is. We'll give him whatever we got. Actually, I sent him whatever I got so far. There's another, I don't know, $500 or $600 sitting at the Give Us and Go. So everybody that wants to get in, you got 7 days. We're gonna have this open till the last second. Hopefully, we'll raise a little more money and then we'll do a drawing. And next Sunday, just before the Thanksgiving, somebody's gonna win a cool 1911 in a 10 millimeter because Alan.
Oh, you mean I'm going to win a cool 1911?
No. 10 millimeter because the 10 millimeter is
the ultimate millimeter.
the best millimeter. Yes, close enough.
It is the bestest millimeter ever.
More better.
It's more better than the other millimeters.
Bearded CV. It's got nothing to do. Razor is not just discipline. It's got I don't know. It just I guess just like when I quit smoking, you gotta be in the right state of mind. Like 17 years ago, 18 years ago, almost. My daughter was just about a year old, and I lived in a different house. And she came out. She came out on the front porch. She could barely walk, but she managed to came up on the front porch with a cigarette in her mouth because she wanted to smoke with her daddy. So that was my last straw. I called the doctor. I got a Chantix prescription. 6 years later, I never smoked again. I'm living, walking Chantix prescription commercial.
So we recently had Halloween, and where I live, I don't really get too many trick-or-treaters, but this kid came to my door the day after and knocking on my door saying trick or treat, and I'm like, kid, that was last night. He goes, yeah, but I'm dressed in all red. I'm a period and I'm late. Scary, right? I gave him all the candy.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, that Chantix stuff, man. I tell you, I tried it. I tried Chantix, and just the freakiest dreams I've ever had in my life. Just odd. And it was making me even more hostile and antisocial than I normally am. And
No
I
way.
just, yeah, it did not work on me.
I heard that from a lot of people, and I was a little skeptical. But to be honest, for me, it was like a godsend. For me, it worked 100%. I didn't really have any side effects, but then again, I kind of stayed away from all the triggers. I didn't go to any parties. I didn't go to any houses that they were smoking. I just stayed away from most of the regular friends and all that. Back then I bought a new truck. I bumped a cigarette off the dealer. When I bought the truck, I took like 2 puffs, and I threw it out, because for me the Chantix was basically every time you smoke, you would take a puff, it would just create this nasty taste in your mouth. So my biggest issue was not just quit smoking, but quit buying the cigarettes. And like I said, I bought a truck, never smoked in that truck, and never went back to it. And now I can smell it from a mile away. And I know people had suicidal thoughts, people had all kind of depressions and stuff from that, but knock on wood, for me, it just worked. But like I said, I tried quitting before. It's like everything else. You got to be in the right state of mind. So this was just for me, it was just the last step that helped me get over it.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people that have had success with it. So, I gave it a shot, but it's one of the only vices that I have left.
Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to have a drink in my life, but right now I just don't miss it, And my biggest thing was I drank almost every night, had a couple of drinks just to help me fall asleep. I just couldn't stop the gerbil in my head from spinning. So that was my biggest thing. And then the whole thing with the blood pressure and health issues and everything. So little by little, it just, why not? Let's give it a shot. So now I'm
Mr.
working.
Rivers, glad you stopped in to see us, good sir.
Now I'm just trying to get my 6-pack on.
Well, you've definitely been losing weight.
His eyes.
You've definitely been losing weight, that's for sure, man. You can see it in your videos.
I've been in the gym 6 times a week. I actually gained a little bit of weight, but kind of gained a muscle mass. So that I just feel better.
You got to watch us getting in shape and getting healthy, man. All these people I know that are all in shape and healthy, or having heart attacks and strokes. Come on.
You can exercise and you can eat right and everything else. It just means you're going to die healthier.
You probably have a point there, but you know what? For me, going to the gym became a sort of a stress reliever. So it's just part of my daily routine. That's for one. For two, it's not that much just eating healthier. It's just kind of like watching what I eat. And it's just
I watch what I eat. I watch it go right in my mouth, and I watch my plate get empty.
Hey, well, that's the one way to watch it.
Guaranteed, I have gained more weight than you have lost.
So,
but I've beaten things in my life. I've beaten anorexia. Positively.
You've beaten midget wrestlers.
Well, that's, who doesn't want to do that?
I'm not going crazy being vegetarian, vegan, none of that shit. I still like my meat and all that. It's just my life kind of stored into different direction. It was kind of change of a lifestyle. And to be honest, last time I had a physical, it kind of felt good when the nurse calls me up. He goes, "Mr. Rudina, I never gave anybody such a good results as I'm giving you. You're in perfectly good health. All your results are just perfect." And I'm like, That's what I
Wait
want
a
to hear.
minute. You stopped eating meat. You're losing all this weight. You're going to the gym. That sounds like to me like you're broke and just can't afford food.
Well, that's part of it as well. Yeah, when you're going through divorce, that kind of happens. I didn't stop eating meat. I'm never gonna give up meat.
Yeah, there's enough roadkill out there. He don't
No,
need
no,
to.
no. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up meat. I mean, you still need your protein. So
Now you guys, now you got me thinking about last Saturday. I'm at this church bonfire, and they had a great big old container full of Hershey's Kisses, and whoever guessed the closest to it won the whole container. It only took me 5 days to eat 309 Hershey's Kisses. My mental, it was beautiful, beautiful week, nice and relaxed. I'm Daniel, and I'm a chocoholic.
I
I kind of
was out
like
there
chocolate. I like
asking if you guys do
chocolate.
any casting. I'll be hopefully doing some casting later this week. I got a few molds I gotta get prepped up and get ready.
Well, let me know when you're coming down. I'll throw a couple buckets of wheel weights in your in whatever you're driving, truck, car.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a truck. It's just not the truck I want to be in, but
So in factory ammo news, we've got a FN turning out a couple other variants of 5.7 and putting it out there at a reduced price compared to the 5.7 that they've been putting out for an extended period of time. Is anybody seen any of this on the shelves yet?
We talking 5.7 ammo or the guns?
The ammo.
Oh, no, I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen any of that. But I have seen like PSA has theirs on clearance for like $400, and a couple other places have them on clearance too. The Ruger's on. You can get the Ruger for under $6.
Never mind
There's crazy deals
5.7.
on 5.7 guns right now.
I gotta find that FK75 Bernal. I need ammo for that.
You got to reload, man.
Problem is you can't reload that. Nobody makes any dice for it. So that and it's such a boutique cartridge that you would have to have a dice like custom made. And this is not an ammunition you're gonna go and shoot a competition with that you really need. This is more of a hunting round or something. So if I can get my hands on maybe another, I got about 200 or 300 rounds. If I can get my hands on another 500, I think that's all I really need. I mean, it does have a 9 and a 10 millimeter barrel. I loaded a bunch of 10. Next time I'm over at my sister's house, I'm gonna give 10 millimeter a try. And I got some 9 millimeter plus preloaded, so I'm gonna give that a try because regular 9 mil didn't really work very well in that gun. But I mean, for like a regular hunting or backup hunting gun, I would probably carry with a 10 millimeter as long as it's reliable. And if you want to have it as a primary hunting gun, you load up that 7.5 FK or whatever it is. I mean, it's like a 100 grain bullet running at 2,000 feet per second.
Could you not take existing dies, something that would like a full length sizing die that would work for it, and kind of piece it together, and then use like the Frankfurt Arsenal universal bullet seeder and all that?
Yeah, probably, because we were talking about it last time. It's basically a 30 caliber bullet, so I think I can find some bullets that will fit it, and you can probably full case size it with the 10 millimeter dice, because basically it's a neck down 10 millimeter. Then you just gotta figure out how to dress the neck, but you can probably not even size the neck. I mean, it's actually fire foam to the gun, so I mean, you can probably make it work, but I think it's more trouble than it's worth. Like I said, this is not something you're gonna be running hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds. So I really don't think it's worth the trouble.
Is this a handgun or a rifle?
Yeah, the handgun.
What's the name of the cartridge again?
7.5 FK Brno. BRNO.
Now, Fiocchi Bearded CB brought up Fiocchi and problems with 9mm primers from Fiocchi. I don't know about just the primers themselves. I necessarily haven't had any major problems with Fiocchi, more or less 9mm specifically.
I haven't used the Fiocchi primers, but I've never had any issues with Fiocchi ammo.
I think Fiocchi makes a good stuff, but it's fairly expensive. I think right now the budget primers in town are the Ginex primers. They just hair oversized, so here and there you might have one that seats a little harder, but I think those are the cheapest one you can find. I think one website I was looking at, they had Aguila primers, but they even they were a little more money than Ginex. Aguila were about $76.99 a thousand. Ginex you can find them under $70 a thousand.
If you can find Fiocchi primers, they're decent, but they come to they come in 1,500 pieces in a brick instead of 1,000, so they're going to be more expensive, obviously.
Hey,
Daniel
Bald,
poured some primers.
yeah, does these make you homesick?
No, what the hell is it?
Or Russian primers?
I'm not Russian, so
Yeah, you are.
no, I'm not.
How much do you think I paid per brick for these? These are
I'm-
these been here. I mean, at the place they had them for a year. So obviously they were pre-banned.
I don't know, but if you anything under $60 is a screaming deal.
Start screaming.
Good. I hope you bought every single one they had.
I did.
You know, you're gonna run them in the CZs. You rarely hammer fired guns. Not gonna have an issue with the harder primers.
These are
You know?
small Magnum rifle.
That's just fine. I doubt you're gonna have an issues with the CZ.
I mean, I got a problem with them just because they say heavy metal free, and I can't get through the day without some heavy metal.
Gotta take a ride. As long as you're not going through a animal safari park. Too soon?
No.
Do you ever get that dent popped out?
Nope. Wear the badge with a pride. That's a Jeep.
You know-
It should be dented.
You know what I saw? I saw the guy that had a big dent on the side of the truck in his truck bed, like somewhere by the wheel. There was like a huge dent, and he basically put like a big stencil of like a Wile E. Coyote in that thing, and it looked awesome. So maybe you should put like a camel toe on your dent.
I'll
Val, do
ask
you
the
know-
girlfriend if I could take a picture of one next week.
There you go.
Just print it up and layer it on there.
There you go.
There's Thor's axe. Hey, Dave.
I shot the last match of the season today. I shot like crap, but still beats working.
What was that? What was that new 22 caliber thing that came out just recently? It was like within the past 2 weeks. Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It was a new type of 22 round, and I didn't quite understand the point.
Yeah, what else can they do with 22 that hasn't been done already?
I mean, that's 22 TCM, but that's been around for a while.
Yeah,
They got a 22 Creedmoor now too. Basically, shoots 5.56 bullets. 22 arc. Wow.
God, Cranky's paying $149 for a brick of small rifle primers where he's at.
Cranky's not paying that. Cranky's buying ammo.
Yeah.
149 for 1,000 small rifle. They better be at least freaking federal for that money, like federal match.
Yeah, he was on Uncle Jim's chat yesterday. He was talking about he's been buying ammo instead of buying primers.
I mean,
Yeah, I
if you
haven't
got
seen a
money,
whole lot.
if you got money,
so
if you got money, buy both.
22 DPC. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I didn't necessarily understand the point of it.
The only thing I can think of is probably more for the long range shooters again.
I got a
Well,
feeling.
yeah, it's like it's definitely like a neck down rifled cartridge, if I remembered right.
I don't know. I got a feeling there's gonna be big ass ammo shortage and everything.
Oh, come January, the folks that the gun dealers and stuff, they're telling me the primers and reloading stuff and ammo, the prices are going to be jumping big time. Just for the way the dollar has been tanking and inflation, plus now what's going on,
Yep.
prices are going to be going up big.
I don't know how much more the market can bear. But if you're going to shoot, you're going to pay it.
That's why I'm stocking up now. That way I won't have interruptions. What's that hip hop crap you're playing, Bald?
It's my ringtone.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the 22 DPC is based off the 6mm arc. Interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, Razor's probably right. Whatever didn't go to Ukraine is gonna go to Israel now.
I think they'll be splitting it up, really. Abigail, if you want 20 gauge stuff, you can check out Precision Reloading and Ballistic Products. Can I put a link in there for that? Will we get in trouble for that?
No, I don't think so.
No, you should be good.
I mean, I got money coming in, and first thing I'm buying is a bunch of freaking primers and more powder. Already talked to Ron over at the Steel Valley Casting about those 158 grain bullets. He said just order as many as I want and put a note to size them down to 9mm.
Well, and after watching your video there, Bald, I'm really thinking about picking up a bunch of those things in order to make hush rounds.
Yep.
A much bigger, heavier projectile, and that way you were getting anywhere from, I've seen anywhere from like 750, 800 feet a second, right?
Yep.
So I mean, you're staying under the sound barrier even with technically a full load.
Yep. He said all you gotta do is order 38 special and just in the note when ordering there's like a customer note and you write down that you want them size for a 9mm and they'll ship them like that. Just if you're gonna be shooting them out of like CZs or something, that might be the only issue. You just want to make sure the profile works with the barrel and all that. But SIG had zero issues with that. I mean, that will definitely make a real nice load for a suppressor. With the right suppressor, that'll be Hollywood quiet. Even my 147s, I shot at the X-Rings place. I shot it through a couple of his guns, a couple of his suppressors, and I was really impressed how quiet it was. I pretty much took my ear protection off. It was just ridiculous. One couple of the videos coming from his compound.
All right, let me address this comment. So it's the endless cycle of corruption. That's what that is. That's all that is. They have to have wars in order to cycle and funnel their money, our money, and cause problems and all the rest of it.
There's no money. There's no money. It's just electronic bullshit. There's no more, there's no more paper money.
They're doing this to bankrupt all the free countries so they can instill their whole one world government, new world order. There you go.
Abigail, the first thing you're going to need is a couple of good shot shell reloading manuals. Lyman makes a good one, and Ballistic Products has their Advantages manual, which I really like as well. And Ballistic Products also has specialized manuals, like if you want to do 20 gauge, they probably got a 20 gauge manual. They probably got, they have a manual for buckshot and slugs and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of different manuals for different applications.
And the second thing you need is a big baking pan. Make sure you put your reloading press in that baking pan, because if you forgot to switch, then you're gonna have BBs all over the freaking place, and a pan kind of contains it. Trust me. Don't ask me how I know.
Is it lead shot or steel shot when you did it?
What?
Was it lead shot or steel shot?
No, it was a lead shot.
Oh, that sucks.
Thanks, Dave. Some people, like, for instance, companies that sell reloading stuff for shot shells are going to tell you can't vary at all from the recipes in those books. You got to match hulls, wads, the charge, the powder, and the shot. That's all got to match and everything. Then you got some other guys that'll tell you, well, I switch wads all the time. There's no difference. And I don't know, man. I think the most, until I get more in depth of what I'm doing with shot shells, I'll stick with the recipes and the manuals. But
I guess it depends what you're doing with those shot shells as well. I talked to a couple of trap shooters, and that's where they kind of go for like the shot's got to be good, more round, and it flies truer, and blah blah blah. If you're just gonna blast away like a 3-gun or having fun, I don't think you need all that.
yeah, those 177 BBs, Abigail, there's some famous loads on YouTube for those. Search that on YouTube, and you'll have a ton of different stuff out there that you can use for 177 BBs. I mean, that's not quite buckshot, but it ain't far.
Hmm. It's a good
Yeah.
thing, and I'm all stocked up on 4570 for the next 3 years. That's this year's deer, next year's deer, year after that.
You only shoot one a year?
There's only my wife and I in the house now. We don't need that much. And if she shoots one, I guess I save this one this year. I tell you, I just enjoy being out there. I mean, okay, I sent you that video clip.
That was cool, man. I
I
can't
sent,
wait to get out there tomorrow.
I sent a picture to Scotsman of me just sitting there. I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette there earlier. That was about a half an hour before them deer. They just circled me like that all around me. Never didn't care. They're very calm right now, except they got the rut going.
So have you seen any big deer, or what are you seeing? I mean, I know
Just
you sent me pictures, but for the people out there, what are you seeing?
seeing most 3.5-year-old deer and younger. I may or may not have seen a couple larger ones that are a little older, but I will neither confirm nor deny that.
So is older deer better than younger deer, or vice versa? Like, what's all you just hunting for the rack?
Right now, I'm just hunting for a nap where I don't get disturbed. If I see a big monster rack right now, I'll shoot it. But right now, I'm not going to shoot a doe. I can shoot a doe later on in the year. But I'm just going to, if my wife shoots, my wife gets a deer, we're good. I don't have to shoot nothing. I'm just hunting for a relaxing time. When one of us gets one, I'm going to have some bratwurst made this year.
And bearded CB's right. Younger deer are more tender. They're not as strong, and an older buck. You're right, Val. I mean, great rack. That's trophy. That's all you're doing is killing a trophy. And the meat's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as a doe. About a 2 to 3 year old doe is prime eating.
See, I'll only shoot a buck if it's big, and it's got to be bigger than anything I've ever shot yet. So there's that. But before I shoot a doe any day of the week, because when it was my wife and the kids here, I mean, my kids ate steak one time and they went, "Ew, this is weird." They just so used to eating the deer. And yet, this young deer, you can cut them with a fork. You don't even need a knife.
But you got to work. If you want to process it and make it right, it's got to be, yeah, you got to work.
Why can you buy meat at a grocery store like normal people? You killers.
Because I don't like all the chemicals they put in the beef.
Steroids, stuff to keep them from getting sick. And
I'm trying to protect the environment and not using those styrofoam trays that they put the meat on. You're just creating things to throw into a landfill.
And the plastic, that stuff never deteriorates, man. It's there in that landfill from now dang on.
That's why I got a burn barrel. I just burn it, let it go up into the sky, and the clouds and the rain wash it down on the people in the
Yeah,
cities.
acid rain and destroy the ozone. That's what I'm talking about. Good for you, Daniel.
Oh, speaking of destroying ozone, aerosol cans when you shoot them are most excellent, especially if you do it near the fire barrel.
Yeah.
They were.
David, nice if you set up a camera at a super slow motion and you watch them twirl.
You want to see some cool videos? Go check out Lever Guns 5110. He's got this new lever action. It's called a 7150. It's a 70 caliber bullet, almost twice the size of a 45-70,
Holy crap!
and it's a neck case, and it holds. He's shooting a 900 grain bullet behind 200 grains of black powder, triple F black
Holy
powder.
crap!
Stop
And
it.
when he shoots that thing, I mean, I met Mr. Leverguns. He's a good sized dude. He ain't very big, but I mean, you can see him in those videos shooting that thing, and he's taking a step backwards every time it goes off, and it throws out a ball of fire you can't put your arms around, and it throws a streak of fire out about 10 or 12 foot long, and it disintegrates. I mean, vaporizes watermelons right now.
Hey, throw up Abigail's last comment there. What she's wanting to know, what kind of marbling do you get in deer?
None.
You don't want marbling in deer.
No.
That makes it taste nasty.
Yeah, that's where your wild gamey taste comes from. All of that sinew, all that silver skin, all of the clear connecting tissue, all that stuff's gone out of my meat. I don't put it in the freezer with all that stuff on it.
What state does Razor live in?
North Carolina.
Okay.
No, Walter, it's really weird how he got that rifle. Was he bought a lever action shotgun. Y'all remember those old lever action shotguns from Winchester?
Yep.
I think they're 1890s. Is that the model number? But anyway, he took one of those and had had the gun made, and had a rifled barrel put in it, 70 caliber 150, 70 150. Has anybody else saw those videos? You've seen them, hadn't you, Scotsman?
Yeah, that thing kicks like a mule.
It does.
I can imagine 900 grain bullet. Holy mother of God!
The muzzle rise on that thing is pretty good.
I might as well shoot a cannon from his shoulder.
It's pretty much what he's shooting.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you got to think about a 70 caliber bullet. I mean, that's almost the size of a 12 gauge slug. Maybe even bigger. What is this 12 gauge slug diameter? Is that was that 690 something? I don't know. It don't matter.
That's a good home defense gun. You vaporize the intruder and set your house on fire at the same time.
The length of the wad makes the difference. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, Guns and Water says 69. CB says 0.72. Abigail says 7.2. Michael Dunn says 690 round ball. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Idaho. It's pretty awesome, man. I'd hate to shoot that all day. Imagine what that thing would do to a poor little defenseless deer. I mean, it was a 900 grain bullet.
Who's going to SHOT Show? I just got my credentials. I'm not sure if I'm going, but I would love to go again. But then in February, I'm turning 50. I want to go to Texas for my birthday. I want to shoot some pics from a helicopter. That's like my bucket list item. I'm scared of heights. I can't imagine myself sitting at the edge of the helicopter and shooting, but what the hell? You only live once.
Gizzard Gary's going to SHOT Show. Hey, Gizzard.
You should go with KB. KB's done that.
Yeah, he's actually doing it again. He said, but I was hoping he can bring me along. I'm like, but he's doing some commercial crap to promote something. Yeah, I was asking. I wish I can find somebody closer that does that, but I guess it gives me excuse to go to Texas.
Gizzard Gary will meet you up, show you around. I think he's from Kansas. Is that right, Gary?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be at Chacho. I just got my credentials. I got all the everything approved. Now it all boils down how the financials will work. Working on that now, but I'm gonna try to stash some money away for that. And I haven't been there in a couple of years. Last time it was fun. Christian Grest. It's actually not that hard. I mean, I got in through my YouTube channel. You don't even have to have a huge subscriber base. You just gotta put your name in the YouTube channel and what your position is, and that's pretty much it. You submit the application, you're good to go. Come on, Razor JB. Vegas is fun.
No, he's just out of money. He needs you to pay him to go there.
Yeah, it sounds like the usual suspects will be there blasting videos every day.
Yeah, 587 shorts a day coming across your phone.
Mr. Pollard.
So there's been a lot of sales coming out recently. Anyone getting anything new or looking at something?
I've been looking at used cars.
I'm looking at red dots for a particular handgun I have. A Beretta APX A1. I had the second outing with it the other day, and yesterday, and we put about 100 more rounds through it. It shot a little better this time. I think it just needs breaking in, and I need to get used to it. Honestly, I'm getting where I can't shoot handguns for crap anymore.
So, what do you guys know about old Dan Wesson revolvers, like early 70s and stuff?
They had these kit guns.
Well, we put different barrels and stuff on them.
Yeah, they had a 357 that came with a 2-inch, 4-inch, and a 6-inch barrel.
Yeah, say they had some that were 3-barrel sets and some that were 4-barrel sets.
And Andy 79Z28's got one, I think.
They got one of those, but they don't have the other barrels for them.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah.
That kind of defeats the purpose. You're better off with a Smith & Wesson 586 No Dash.
You are leaving that to me in your will, right?
Okay, that's assuming a lot, Daniel.
Hey, I love you like a father, man.
I know, brother, but do you think you're going to outlive me?
Not very many people have yet.
It's a toss up, man.
Yeah, he's outlived Abe Lincoln and George Washington and Kubla Khan.
He's witnessed
Buddha.
a lot over the years, man.
Yeah,
You got
Buddha.
you got you got a tough game cut out for you there.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Noah.
No,
Yeah, I said him already.
Isn't that Wesson the ones you buy with like a different? You can change the barrels for different barrel lengths.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we were just talking about.
sorry, wasn't paying attention.
I know. Check your email, man.
Who, me?
Yeah, I sent you a receipt.
All right. So you were talking about red dots, Jamie. You got anything in mind yet?
I'm. You know, I was pretty much leaning toward those that I think it's Vector that Gene was talking about. That last one he did a review on, it's semi reasonable. But then uh, Hillbilly come up with a $70 Crimson Trace red dot, and then everybody in the side chat was like, "Well, they're having really bad quality control issues." So I don't know, man. I'll probably go with that Vector green dot that Gene's been talking to me about. I've asked him 100 questions. I know he's sick of it.
I got your email, Jamie. Thank you. You and Guns and Barbecue. We pushing, so there might be another grand from Gifts and Go by the time we're done. So won't be 10 grand, but we'll be around 3 at least.
But we got I saw you're up to 875. So
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Every little bit helps.
Right, it's a green dot. That's what I want. Papa's Place is Crimson Trace red dot. Suck. Well, thanks for the heads up. And Gene has a discount code on his videos, so yeah, 10% off. That ought to pay for shipping at least, maybe. I don't know. What kind do you guys have?
for handgun.
Yes.
Okay, for handgun, I've got a Hollow Sun, and I didn't want to buy a Hollow Sun, but it does everything that I want, and it's green.
I got them all, and Hollison's probably best bang for the buck.
You got what?
I got a Hollow Sun. I got a Hollow Sun. I got Bull Armory Optic. I got Delta Point Pro. I think Hollow Sun's probably the best bang for the buck. And I got my very first Hollow Sun that I had for Jesus, probably 7-8 years, and still runs no problem. I just changed the batteries in that thing.
For a handgun, Christian, it's a Beretta APX A1. It's the only gun I have that's already optics ready, so I'm gonna play with it. And
Okay.
Papa's Place, the reason I want green is because I have a astigmatism, and everybody says the green works really a lot better than red for people that have twitchy eyeballs. I don't know if it's so or not, but
I've never been diagnosed with astigmatism, but red blurs and kind of like sunburst on me, where
Yeah.
the green is just sharp and crisp.
Yeah, green will do a lot better job. The only time you'll have some issues here and there is if it's super sunny. Sometimes you'll have an issue with green, but in general, green does a lot better.
Now,
Not for me. For me, it doesn't matter. They both suck.
so what you're going to have to stack, like I found out, Jamie, because I just got my first pistol dot. Now you're going to be dealing with footprints, mounting plates.
Yeah, I know. I've got to find out what. And Gene's already told me it's the Doctor, the small one, the smaller of the two footprints. So I've got to order one for Beretta to go on the APX, and then put the.
Oh, then what size of dot are you looking at getting? For the pistol, minimum 3 MOA, but anywhere from 3 to 6 MOA.
This is a 3, I think.
I'm a big fan of 3, 2.5, 3. I don't really like the big ones. But that's me. I mean, a lot of competition shooters go all the way around. They go 6 or bigger. I mean, I have an 8 on my Steel Challenge open rimfire gun, but that's a different animal, different gun.
See, Christian, I was thinking about a Gideon before I started talking to Gene. I didn't know they had a green one.
Oh yeah, Gideon's got green.
And they're just a little bit more expensive. Yeah, I was thinking about a 3. My thought about a 5 or 6 MOA or even bigger is you're covering up a lot of your target, what you're wanting to hit.
Not really. That's 6 inches at 100 yards for a 6 MOA. You're shooting 20 yards and in. That's really nothing.
I've got 3 and 6 on different pistols. I haven't really noticed a difference in like accuracy when I'm rolling 3 or 6. The 6 is easier to pick up, especially as my eyes have gotten older. The 3s are a little less easy to pick up, but they're not like, there's not a huge accuracy difference. And Bald, I threw in a couple more tickets there towards you via the app.
Yeah, Jamie, you'll be more happier. The larger MOA dot you get for your pistol, the more happier you're going to be, because you're just going to pick it up that much faster.
I got you, Alan. Now I got to figure out how we're going to do the giveaway. I think we'll do similar thing. It's got to, I don't know.
Okay.
I personally like the smaller dot. For example, I was shooting a classifier today, and the classifier was you had 4. You were supposed to engage 3 targets from the behind the barricade, reload, and 4 targets from the other side, or vice versa. And to get to the A class, basically all I had to do is shoot all A's under 10 seconds, about 9.5 seconds. And when I went and looked at it, it was kind of overcast. Even that 3 MOA looked kind of big because the targets where you had a full target with the no shoot, so you only see half of the A zone, and the furthest target is, let's say, 15 yards away. So when you put even that 3 MOA at full power, at that distance, kind of covered almost the entire half of the A zone that you could see. So, and it was my mistake. I should have collected 2 or 3 times lower, make it a little less brighter, make it a little smaller. Wind up shooting it at 9.5 seconds, but I had 3 Charlie, so I missed the A class by a couple of points.
Was that a red or a green dot?
The red. I don't really like green. For me, Green does. It's not any crispier. It's still Starburst, just like red. And I don't know, for some reason I can't pick up red a whole lot better than green, a whole lot better than red. So maybe because I've been just shooting red for that long.
Yeah, when I get ready to get one, I think I'm going to try that Vector Gene because I mean, it ain't that bad money wise. I've just already spent too much this month and got to start talking to Santa Claus, if you know what I mean. I got a grandbaby in there.
The Viridian's not bad as well. It's a green dot. It's not too expensive. It's fairly reasonably priced as well. I don't remember what size the MOEA is, but I just have that on the Midas AK, the short range.
Yeah, I'm with the Alaskan Ballistics though. Iron sights are what I'm used to on handguns, and on rifles I'm used to scopes because I've been half blind for quite a while now.
Is that front iron sight starting to get blurry?
I have to decide what I want to see, Daniel, at this point in my life. I've got to, if I put my glasses on, I can see the sights. If I don't, I can see the target.
With a dot, you're going to see them both.
Okay.
It's just right there, your target and your dot.
Well,
You just got to get used to it.
What I shoot best with right now with handguns is progressive lens safety glasses. I've got some glasses that last time I got my eyes examined, I told them I wanted some shooting glasses, and they're really tough lenses in case something happens like what happened to you. But they're progressive lenses and they're slightly coated, and I can kind of move my head up and down, and determine where the target is, and then put my sights on there. That's what I shoot best with.
What the heck is a progressive lens?
All right, these are readers.
Okay.
All the lens is magnified. I've got another pair down here that are they're what they call bifocals. They're regular glass, and then they got the magnifying strip right here. Progressives are basically they're no magnification up here, and they gradually get to your prescription strength as they go down.
That's accident waiting to happen. What people do with, if you need like a different set of glasses, then you put your reading glass in your dominant eye, and you put the other prescription in the non-dominant eye. Now you put them on at the range. It takes you a couple of minutes. You gotta walk around. Your brain needs to soak it in, and your brain will figure it out. But that's for the people that don't close your eye, don't close the one eye. You shoot with the both eyes open. If you're like a dead set iron sight shooter, but you do need glasses for the distance and you do need glasses for reading, that's the way that even the top shooters do that. And once you put them on, it sounds weird. And trust me, I tried it. It works. It works. You need to know how to shoot with the both eyes open. And you can buy cheap safety glasses, prescription safety glasses for $10 on eBay. You buy whatever you need, prescription, then you just swap the actual the glass in. You put whatever you need in each eye, just to try it if you want to do that on the cheap route. And trust me, if you're gonna go with the iron sights, that stuff works. Only problem is you can't just put glasses on and go shooting. You gotta put them on, have acclimate for a couple of minutes. Your brain need to kind of sort shit out, but it that's the way it works.
Val, that'd make me so drunk I'd fall down in the first 2 minutes, man.
I'm telling you, but if you can't shoot gun with the both eyes open, it's not gonna work.
Let me answer Christian up here. He's asking me what footprint do I need. It really doesn't matter, man. I'm going to have to whatever red dot or green dot I get. I've got to order the mounting plate from Beretta, and I'll have to pay for that and wait for it to get here. And then I just need to make sure that the mounting plate matches the optic that I get, and it's a APX A1. And the only reason I'm doing this is because that's the only gun I have that's optic ready. So I'm just going to get one and play with it and see if it works any better. Any predictions of success or failure, guys?
Predictions. I predict that Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State will all be in the playoffs this year.
I'm not so sure about that. Georgia ain't been playing great. There's MCK Mock. We had a tough time Saturday with Missouri, and Georgia won. Of course, um, Ohio State and Michigan are both undefeated, but
Hey,
they're playing each other at the end of the year,
tradition.
and then Georgia will have to play in the SEC championship game, and even if they beat Ole Miss and Tennessee, both are going to be tough games because Ole Miss is going to be at Georgia, and we've got to go to Knoxville to play Tennessee. So they could arguably lose either one of them games, and then they could lose the SEC championship game, which I expect to be against Alabama.
The hell we talking about?
College football.
It's winter. Okay, talk hockey. That's a real man's game. Not that freaking your football.
You don't need to move to Tennessee. You need to move to Canada if you want to talk hockey.
Even Tennessee has a hockey team. Georgia
Well,
doesn't.
there was these two guys in a bar, and they were been there for a while. And the first guy says, the guy says, he says, Canada got brought up. He says, the only people from Canada are hockey players and prostitutes. And the other guy says, wait a minute, man, my wife's from Canada. And he says, really? What team does she play for? Got to back out. Alaskan Ballistic says, go Vols.
No. Curling. Curling is where it's at during winter. That's a sport right there.
This is what's called dry fire curling.
Curling's more boring than baseball.
Oh, man, I love baseball. I grew up playing baseball.
Oh, the most boring sport around is golf. And Val, now that you don't drink, if you ever go golfing again, you'll never go back. Because you'll see how boring it is. Can't drive the carts around the park no more.
You cannot play golf sober. It's not the way to play golf.
Never played golf in my life, and I got zero interest in playing golf. I don't even play hockey. I shipped my hockey gear to my daughter to Vermont. She decided to play hockey over there.
So I was playing golf one day, and there was a guy standing at the tee, and I said, "Are you a single?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, come go with us." And I was just me and my other buddy, and we walked, 9-hole golf course, and basically pasture pool. No, it was not a really good golf course, but I said, "My name's Jamie. This is my buddy Newton, and nice to meet you. What's your name?" He said, "My name's on the bag, man." And I looked over, and he had this old ancient green and white leather golf bag, and it said McGregor on the side. And he was over here from Scotland playing golf with us. And I'm like, why are you coming from Scotland to play golf on this? He's just over here, and he wanted to play golf. So he went to the cheapest, closest place, and that's where we were. But he was a really fun dude to play golf with, but the accent was pretty cool.
Was he wearing a kilt?
No,
Oh,
he got
dude.
off. He got off on the rough one time, and really high, and he took a mighty swing at it, and it come dribbling out of there about 25 feet, 25 yards up ahead of him. And I looked over. He says, "Nothing but pure strength got that one out like that," and I'm like, "Dang it, man!" In that accent, and I'm like,
Speaking of kilts, I went to gym the other day and a guy shows up running on the treadmill and stuff in a kilt. I'm looking at him, he goes, yeah, that's the only way to do it. Speaking of golf, when the Tiger Woods pulls up to a gas station in his BMW, and as he gets out, a couple of teeth fell out, and a gas station attendant asks him, like, what is that? Well, he goes, those are to rest my balls on when I drive. So the gas station attendant looks at him and says, damn Germans, they think of everything. I guess it sounded funny in my head.
definitely. No, I've heard that before. Terribly tactical. Thanks for sharing that. Alaskan Ballistic says a golf course is a perfectly good waste of space for a rifle range. You ain't wrong there either, brother.
You got to remember, the bag has a big, huge pocket for a reason, and it's not for golf balls.
Well, do you know why golf courses are 18 holes? Anybody?
No?
It's because that's about how long it took a Scottish man to finish his bottle of whiskey.
That makes sense.
Had to be a small bottle.
4 hours. Generally. Yeah.
Well, me and Alan finished a bottle of bourbon in 2 hours.
I was just thinking about that. I mean, now would be the good time for you guys to have a drink off now that you haven't drank for 3 months.
I guess if we're going to be drinking water.
Thorzak says golf is not a game for the Irish.
No,
See, that's
it's
what
for the
kills.
Scottish.
That's what kills me about Rory McIlroy. I remember asking Scotsman. I said, "Is that dude Scottish or Irish?" And he says he's Scottish. And I'm like, "Well, why?" He lists his residence as Northern Ireland, so he's obviously gone woke. I mean, really.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot of difference. The Irish and Scottish, they sound about the same to me.
Terribly tactical is not wrong.
Two complete
Well,
different.
do you know why? Do you know why most golfers carry an extra pair of trousers? In case they get a hole in one.
Val, don't laugh at that weak crap.
It's a dead joke,
You're going to encourage him, and he's going to bombard us for the next 20 minutes.
I mean, now that he's got he shaved the beard off. He looks like somebody's always out hanging out on the golf course.
That's like we drove by the cemetery, and I told my son, "This is a very popular place. people literally dying to get there.
I got a friend that's an undertaker. He says people are dying to do business with me. I'm like, yeah. You know, y'all talk about Miss Hotshot says beer golf. Michelob came out with 18 packs back when Tiger Woods was. Everybody was getting into playing golf, so they could have one for every hole. And I'm like, man, how you going to drive home? I mean, seriously.
How you going to hit the ball after 12 holes?
How you going to see the ball?
Well, see, they did it wrong because 18, that's not enough because you got to pregame it before you even start.
Mm-hmm. Got to get warmed up, don't you? Got to
Got to
loosen
get
it.
warmed up and get loose, man. You got to get loose.
New York Outcast says, carpool. We got a designated driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to change the subject. Golf is not a hip subject.
Well, Jamie, you're going deer hunting tomorrow, and so am I. So, you just going after meat tomorrow, or are you just going to sit and enjoy the atmosphere? And if something monstrous walks under you, you're going to plug it.
Basically, yeah, just the rut's full on here, so I'm liable to see a monster. I'm liable not to. So, I mean, we don't have cameras or anything set out there, so any buck I see will be a surprise. Go ahead, Scotsman. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask if you had cameras out there.
There's one guy that's got a feeder and camera, and my partner's got. He uses a climber, and the tree he uses is about 75 yards from that guy's setup, and he can see. And he says deer coming in there like crazy, and they're coming right through my little field. I've got a stand up over a field that's about 75 yards square. So anything comes in there, I got a really good view, and I got 2 or 3 lanes from on the side and behind me there's a hardwood ridge right behind me, and I can see deer coming down that ridge. And we've got a bunker acorn crop, so I'm expecting to see some deer.
I put out 2 bushels of a half fermented apples, and I'm going to have my headphones on, playing some Hank Williams, and just sitting there and just waiting. And the deer are going to be in there all night tonight, and then tomorrow they're going to be drunk.
Yeah,
All the bucks are going to have hangovers and not know what's going on. That's the secret, Scotsman. Get them drunk.
See, now he says so.
I don't know. I just can't picture myself sitting in a freaking stand for an hours, or even like a bow guys. They're not even sitting; they're standing strapped to a tree. The hell with that! I'll take a processed meat any day.
Before the sun comes up until after the sun goes down.
not me, man. I'm gonna hunt till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm coming home, do some work around the house. It's supposed to get up to 80 degrees here tomorrow, and I don't want to be out there in that mess. It'll be about 38 when the morning starts, and then climb to 80. And then about try to get back out there about 3:30 and sit till dark. It'll be cooling off then. It'll still be 80 when I'm walking back in there, though, won't it?
Yep.
Cools off quick this time of the year, though.
Yeah, once the sun's gone.
We're in that unenviable position, and Scotsman will tell you what it's like here in Georgia. We're running heaters in the morning, turning the air conditioning on about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then turning it off and turning the heat back on before you go to bed.
Sounds like you need a bit better insulation in the house.
No, it's just that cold and that hot. We're having our lows for the day are about anywhere from 30 to 40 degrees, and then we're getting up to 80 during the day.
Okay, I'm not moving to Georgia then. I don't want to know how moody the women are when temperature swings that much.
Well, they call Georgia the peach state, and a fuzzy fruit that grows on a tree ain't got nothing to do with it. So there's that.
Doesn't mean they're not moody.
I'm afraid she's going to walk in, but let me tell you, what woman is it? I mean, we can be moody too. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but we are reasonable.
Scott.
All right. Before we start going through the room, Val, you want to go over the 10 millimeter one more time?
Yes. So the link's in the description. Hell, I'm gonna put a link one more time. Go donate. Go donate right now. That's the easiest way. It's gonna stay open till the next Sunday's chat. We're gonna keep it open pretty much till we're ready to draw. So you got 7 days, week to enter. So right now we only have maybe 30 people, 30, 40 people that entered, maybe a little more. There actually was quite a bit of actual donations, people that send money but do not want to be entered into drawing. And the one and only prize is going to be a Kimber 1911 in a 10 millimeter, slightly used, owned, and it's going to get shipped by me. So whoever wins, just make sure you got FFL and make sure the FFL can accept from the individual, because I'm not paying for another FFL. Better enough, I'm paying for the shipping. So that is in a nutshell. We haven't decided 100% how we're gonna do the drawing, but I'll probably do the same way. I'll just put a bunch of names on the paper with the different numbers, and we're just gonna start throwing numbers around until we arrive to winning numbers somehow. So don't be cheap, people. Still pretty decent chance to win.
All right. What else you got coming up, man? Anything?
Me, not much. I still got some videos on the back burner from X-Ring. I need to finish and release. That's about the only thing. And I don't know when it's gonna be anything else. Since all my guns are in Pennsylvania, but whenever I get there, maybe I'll shoot some more videos. That's about it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Daniel, what you got, man?
Well, thanks for having me on. When I get my new mounting plate, I'll put the dot on. I'll finish that 1,000 shot and do a review on it. But that'll probably be after the rut. Because, tomorrow I'm going to be taking a nap in the woods. Got a bunch of apples sitting out there in the old hang-on stand, and I'm going to see about getting some deer drunk.
Awesome, man. Good deal. Jamie, what you got, brother?
Hunting in the morning, hunting all week if I can stand it, except Thursday. I got to go to work on Thursday. Mandatory meeting thing, which is so much fun. Then the rest of the week, when I'm not hunting, I'm going to be trying to work on this 308 stuff and get that finished up. So thanks for having me, man. And Val, thanks for what you're doing for Lakeview, brother. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Really good conversations we've had out there tonight. We got lots of good conversation going on over there in the side chat too. Appreciate everyone out there. This week I'm going to try and get some stuff done, so we'll see what comes out. But my internet is terrible for uploading videos, so it is a pain in the rear end. With that being said, I'll throw it over to Alan to take us up, right?
Oh man, great side chat. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, I am looking forward to next week when I win Val's 10 millimeter. You can take a chance on actually getting it out of my hands, and put in on this yourself. So yeah, positively last week, get on this thing. Great looking pistol. This week I'm gonna release probably 3 videos a day. So look forward to 5 shorts the first week and no more the rest of the week. Nevertheless, what I want you to do is to keep them magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!